Welcome to day 216 as I knock my camera of our Let's Grow annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and today we're going to talk about confidence growth. Of course, we're focusing on confidence this entire month of the year. And yesterday we thought about and we came up with our top 3 core beliefs. Now, sometimes I flip these exercises or these days around. Sometimes I do thoughts and beliefs first and then core values because I can pull my core values out of that list. But sometimes I like to mix it up and do it backwards or the other way. It's like going through processes backwards. I learned early on in my career that as a manager, learning about a new company, a new organization, when I'd come into or be hired by a new company, that if I went through their processes and their systems of what it was they made and delivered, I'm talking mostly about manufacturing companies, I would find very quickly and very easily the missing pieces, the places where there are gaps in their process that needed to be filled and repaired so that they wouldn't make mistakes. We wouldn't have problems and challenges that we didn't need to. Does it mean all of our problems and challenges went away? Absolutely not, because the world is changing all the time and we need to be changing and morphing and growing with the way the world is changing in a positive way. I always add in a positive way because we can hop onto the negative bandwagons or we can hop onto the positive bandwagons. So sometimes I like to just flip things around. So today we're thinking about our thoughts and beliefs with respect to confidence and confidence growth. And all right, I'm going to share our exercise right at the beginning. Sometimes I do it at the beginning, sometimes at the end, but I want to start right off with it. What we're going to do today is we are going to write down thoughts and beliefs that pop into our mind that have anything to do with our confidence, our level of confidence and confidence growth. And that's step 1. All we're going to do is document them as they pop up. We're going to write them down, write them down, write them down. We're not going to judge them. We're not going to analyze them. We're not going to say, oh, that sounds too negative, I'm not going to write that one down. We're just going to, if it pops into our brain and we're aware of it, we are going to write it down today. And then at the end of today, we will go through and we'll say, okay, is this for me or against me? Is this helping me? Is this not helping me? Is this holding me stuck in a pattern? Because a lot of times when I do this type of an exercise, I will find that I have positive beliefs about the thing and I have negative beliefs about the thing. And in any given moment, whichever is stronger and is throwing me more examples from my brain that I've collected over my life will be the thing that wins. That's how we stay stuck. That's how we procrastinate. That's how we make bad decisions for ourselves, is because there's conflicts in our beliefs. And it's just what happens. It's how we humans learn and grow and store information. So today is a deliberate day of just documenting what's in there. We want to know what's in there so we know what we have to take out and replace or what we want to create more of. Sometimes when I'm doing lists like this, or if I want to, and I'm going to recommend you just do this as you go about your day. You don't sit down, but an alternative way of doing this is to sit down, I say, for no more than 5 minutes and brainstorm whatever comes up when you ask yourself some questions about your confidence growth. Are you more confident now than you were in high school? Are you more confident now than when you were a 3-year-old? Are you more confident and growing as an adult than when you were in your 20s or 30s or 40s? I like to look at each decade because usually a decade gives me a pretty clear picture of what's going on in my life. And I have enough decades now that I can do that. But if you're young, it might not make so much sense for you. But I find usually when I'm trying to think about what I want, I usually find what I don't want first. Sometimes it's easy to make a list of what we don't want, flip that around to the positive, and that gives us the list of what we do want. And instead of focusing on the things that we're already focusing on, which generally tend to be the things we don't want, so we keep creating more of them, we can now, because we've got a list of them, focus on the things that we do want. So what we want to do at the end of the day is take these beliefs, get rid of the conflicts, and then build on the positive beliefs, the positive thoughts, the positive ways that we can build and grow our confidence. Our guide 2 of the Let's Grow Annual Challenge private Facebook group page has Stacy's story and how she goes through this. It's a pretty good write-up of how she actually goes through identifying her thoughts and beliefs and then what she does about them. It actually goes into what she does about them and how she goes about finding them. She finds them through self-awareness, through, I'm going to look at my notes, recognizing patterns, and then understanding triggers. Guess what? I think we talked about triggers under mental well-being, but I think we might talk about it a little bit more here with respect to confidence, because there are a lot of things that trigger us to stand up and say, I can do this. I'm never going to feel this way again. But it's usually a negative thing that's happening that causes us, and that's a trigger, something that causes us to act now. And we can use triggers as positive or negative. Negative triggers can be flipped around and turned into a positive trigger to get us to take action. But all of this annual challenge thing is about becoming more self-aware, knowing what works and doesn't work for us. And so self-awareness pops up so often when we're talking about anything. Self-awareness, visualization, meditation. I like hypnosis and self-hypnosis. There's so many tools that we can use to change something once we figure out it's not working for us. But first we have to know what is going on and how we're operating in order to decide if we need to even change anything or not. I will say, in my 64 years on the planet, I always find plenty of things that I can change and improve and grow in my life. There's no shortage of things that we can continuously improve in. So, any questions? Ask. If you are watching me on Facebook, you can ask a question right here live on the video. Just type in your question. I like it when we ask questions that everybody can get the answer to. If you ask me through a medium, and sometimes even if you don't, if you just Voxer me, I'll answer, but then I'll find a way to post and share about that question. Because if you've got it, I guarantee other people have that question as well. Okay, so what are we doing today? Looking at and paying attention to our confidence growth thoughts and beliefs today. What comes up? If you're brave, you can share that you've done the exercise in the comments below at the end of the day, or you can ask questions. If something comes up and you're like, I don't understand this, how can I have these thoughts and these thoughts all at the same time? I ask myself that a lot. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll of course see you tomorrow.